know that over 80% of the volume of international trade in goods is carried by sea? Now you know. In Nigeria, maritime transport plays a vital role in economic growth. This is simply because it facilitates the most important component in the value chain of Nigeria's export and import of all resources. Welcome to another voyage on this program, Nimasa This Week. I remain your uncle, Moyioluwa Olutayo. Shall we begin?
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
The House of Representatives, through its Committee on Maritime Safety, Education and Administration, has pledged its full support for the directive issued by the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola CON, urging the expedited disbursement of the Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund, CVFF. During an oversight visit to Nimasa, the acting chairman of the committee, Honorable Uduak Odudo, commended the agency's efforts and expressed satisfaction with its progress. He also praised the leadership of the Director General, Dr. Dayo Mubiriola, for the ongoing reforms aimed at repositioning Nigeria's maritime sector for global relevance.
I can say of the truth that what we've seen so far today, starting from the presentations that were made by the DG, that we are impressed. We are impressed primarily when the DG was doing his presentation. We saw that in the last 3 years that we've not, in Nigeria and even the government, we've not had one single piracy and other maritime crimes. And what does that entail? That means people that are doing business in the water now has the opportunity, to do their businesses freely. And Nimasa will now also have more opportunity to generate more funds to the nation. And like we also told the DG as a committee, is about 1 year now on the saddle, and a lot of innovations that he has brought into bear. We are impressed.
Welcoming the delegation, Dr. Mubiriola expressed his appreciation for the strong collaborative relationship between the agency and the House Committee. He acknowledged the committee's vital role in guiding policy and governance in the maritime space, emphasizing that such oversight and support are key to Nimasa's continued growth.
This is a welcoming activity, and on behalf of my Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, who is the supervising ministry, as well as the minister, who is always interested in collaboration between the legislature and executive. I welcome you all, and I have to say that over time we have enjoyed cordial relationships with the House of Representatives, and without saying much, would continue that. We would pray for that relationship to continue and also to be strengthened in a way that it will help Nimasa to be able to do more for the nation and internationally in order that it will benefit the country as a whole.
The Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund has long been anticipated by stakeholders and industry analysts owing to its immense potential. A transparent and efficient disbursal of the fund is expected to empower indigenous shipping operators and catalyze much-needed investment, laying the groundwork for sustained development in Nigeria's maritime sector.
Welcome back. Moving on, the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, NSDP, was created in 2008 by Nimasa with the mandate of training Nigerian youth up to degree level in marine engineering, nautical sciences, and naval architecture in maritime training institutions abroad. In line with this, NLNG Shipping and Marine Services Limited with Nimasa have sent off 24 NSDP cadets to the United Kingdom to undergo training. Here's the report.
The Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Ship Management Limited, NSML, recently hosted a send-forth dinner in collaboration with the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, to honor 24 cadets of the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program. These cadets are set to travel to the United Kingdom to complete their Certificate of Competency training, an important milestone in their journey toward becoming globally recognized seafarers. Opening remarks were delivered by Dr. Effiong Ekanem Atta, manager of the Maritime Center of Excellence at NSML, who welcomed the cadets and encouraged them to embrace the opportunities ahead.
There are 4 parts of the training, this particular Romania transition to UKCOC. The first was an initial assessment, and then you have a C phase, and then you have a college phase, and you have a final assessment. The expected training duration is 12 to 16 months. I need to stress this. It is an intensive program. For those of you who understand what that means, it is quite intensive. I cannot stress this enough. If I would suggest we give it 100, in fact, if you even have 200%, please give it. If you have to study 15, 16 hours every day just to make sure that come the end of that 4 months, we have completed this program, that will be the best. We've had to go through all of this, and it's not any different from that.
Delivering the goodwill message on behalf of the Director General of Nimasa was the Deputy Director of Maritime Labour Services, Mr. Yusuf Bardi. He highlighted the agency's continued commitment to developing skilled maritime professionals for the global stage.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, in fulfillment of one of its core functions in the area of maritime capacity building, especially in the area of human capital development, initiated the NSDP in 2008 with the aim of addressing the deaths of Nigerian seafarers on ocean-going vessels and the need to meet indigenous mining requirements in coastal and inland shipping cabotage. The program is designed to train Nigerian youth in different fields in the maritime industry, namely marine engineering, nautical services, and naval architecture.
At the end of the evening, some of the cadets shared their thoughts on the journey so far and their aspirations for the future, expressing gratitude, excitement, and a strong sense of purpose as they prepare to embark on this next chapter.
It's been a dream to become a chief engineer, and for you to become a chief engineer, you have to start from somewhere. And starting from somewhere means you have to be a fourth engineer. To become a fourth engineer, you have to have your COC. So this is a great opportunity for us to start and kick off that future ambition of becoming a chief engineer.
So I'm so excited for this program because this is my career. I'm so passionate about the career. Myself and my colleague also, we're all excited for this program, and we are grateful. We are also grateful to the federal government of Nigeria. We are grateful to Nimasa. We are grateful to NSML for this great opportunity. And we promise Nimasa and NSML that we will be a good ambassador of Nigeria. So we will return back and also improve the maritime sector.
The International Ship and Port Facility Security Code, commonly known as the ISPS Code, is a vital framework for global maritime security. Implemented through Chapter 6.2 of the SOLAS Convention, it requires ships and port facilities to adopt specific measures to safeguard against security threats. These measures include thorough security assessments, contingency planning, and setting clear security levels, all designed to detect and prevent incidents in and around port areas. In Nigeria, the implementation of the ISPS Code falls under the purview of Nimasa, forming a key part of the nation's broader maritime security architecture. Against this backdrop, the ISPS Implementation Committee recently convened in Lagos to review first quarter performance for 2025 and strengthen the interagency cooperation that has propelled Nigeria's ISPS Code compliance to record highs. Present at the meeting were representatives from the Nigerian Police Port Command, the Department of State Services, the Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority, the Nigerian Ports Authority, the Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Customs Service, Nimasa, and the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. Speaking on behalf of the Executive Director of Operations, Engineer Fatai Taye Adeyemi, his special advisor, Barrister Peter Agbaminoja, emphasized the importance of sustained collaboration among all stakeholders to ensure a secure and peaceful maritime domain.
Our current national context necessitates deliberate collaborative efforts to address existing challenges. Additionally, it is critical that we propose and adopt preemptive strategies to counter potential future threats. As members of the ICIC, our organizations share a collective responsibility to ensure the security of Nigeria's maritime domain. This is essential for creating a safe and enabling environment for maritime commerce.
As we're all aware, the issue of stowaways is quite critical, and it's a trending issue now. The trending issues, we are not sitting down, almost this committee will sit down under the lead agency, which is the Nigerian Immigration Service, and we find out ways that we can crop or reduce the issues of stowaways with various minimums and advise our various managements, which will be brought into policy.
the program Nimasa this week, we move on to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals segment. On this edition today, our focus is on goal number 13, themed Climate Action. Our guest on the program today, Mr. Onyemaechi Ndubisi, is a Chief Marine Environment Management Officer with Nimasa, and he will be explaining why this goal is essential to promote sustainable future. Stay tuned.
Climate change has continued to remain a source of concern to the global community, and this has called for reasons for climate action, whereby every country is required to contribute its own quota to ensure to mitigate climate change in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Remember that there's a need to protect our environment for the future generation, and that is why we'll be discussing in this edition the various SDGs and the contribution of the maritime industry, specifically Nimasa, to the realization of these SDGs in Nigeria. On this edition today, we're discussing SDG 13, talking about climate action. And with me in this set today is Mr. Onyemaechi Ndubisi. He is a Chief Marine Environment Management Officer with Nimasa. Mr. Ndubisi, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us what is Nimasa doing about climate action in the maritime sector in Nigeria? Thank you.
Let me start by letting us know what SDG 13 is all about. SDG 13 is one of 17 United Nations goals. That is Sustainable Development Goals. And Goal 13 talks about urgent action on climate change. And the key objective of this goal is to reduce emission, emission reduction. Secondly, to promote sustainable development and improve adaptive capacity. Coming to Nimasa, Nimasa as one member of United Nations and IMO has aligned itself to these goals. One of the actions Nimasa have taken to ensure that this emission is being reduced, especially in the maritime sector, is the collaboration with NPA, Nigerian Port Authority, to designate slow steaming area. Slow steaming area simply means ships, when they approach the port, they reduce their speeds. This will help in emission reduction. Nimasa is also collaborating with NPA in the area of establishing oil bunker hub in Lagos that will serve West Africa and Central Africa. This is, a hub that will make available IMO compliance fuel oil to vessels coming into Nigeria.
Every five years, every country is supposed to have what you call NDCs, nationally determined, either agreements or contributions, on how to, mitigate climate change in their regions. Now, what is Nimasa's plan? And then I know Nimasa is part of the Conference of Parties of this, UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. What is Nimasa doing to ensure that every 5 years there's a review, of these climate change initiatives to ensure that it also falls in line with the SDGs?
Let me start by letting us know that Nimasa have been championing NTC. NTC means National Technical Committee
on what's that?
Emission reduction. Reduction in maritime sector.
Okay.
And members of these committees include Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Transport, Minister of
Agriculture, Marine and Blue Economy.
Yeah.
And
so,
okay.
So many, just relevant stakeholders. And every 5 years, they try to assess the achievements so far, the challenges, and trying to improve in areas that need improvement to move forward.
I want to get your thoughts on this. By 2030, this set of SDGs may become obsolete, right? After 2030, what happens if the United Nations do not revisit the SDGs? Are we going to live in limbo or just like that? What do you think?
Definitely, some of the SDG goals will be achieved. Some will be missed. A sector like climate change, I doubt if there's going to be, it will continue to revolve, because of course we know that climate change is a global issue today, yeah. And that means this the goal will continue to revolve, you know. So I don't think the
SDGs
is going to be obsolete.
It will probably be renewed or rejigged, and or reworked anyway.
Yes,
because before these SDGs, we had MDGs, and then MDGs gave birth to these SDGs. So most likely there will be, that's what you think.
Of course.
All right. Thank you very much for being with us on this segment on SDG 13. To our viewers out there, you've heard it all. Climate change is a global concern, and you and I have the responsibility to keep our environment very clean. You and I need to take an action to also join hands with the government and the regulatory bodies to ensure that our environments are clean. And it's a wrap on this segment. My name is Femi Kumuyi. I remain your host. Thank you and see you next time.
That's our package for today. Trust it was an interesting cruise. Looking forward to doing this again next week. Same station, same time, on the same platform. Until then, bye for now.